Hi, it's Mike with AskTractorMike.com. I'm going to do a video today on something that happened with my family and technically one of our pets. If you ever watch my videos, you see horses in the background quite a bit, and we've got these two horses over here and our third horse, whose name is Ginger. And the story's about Ginger. And I was gone to Kansas City to a meeting. And I've got a daughter that lives up there, and the daughter said, you hear Ginger's missing? And I said, no. Well, Carmen, my wife, had posted on Facebook that she had fed horses 2 nights ago, and then yesterday got up and could only see these two horses. Didn't see the other horse, but that's not all that weird. And so time went on. At noon, she went out and started looking for Ginger, and Ginger was not in the pasture. And we have 2 pastures. We've got about a 15-acre pasture over there and about a 5-acre pasture here that we have an electric fence around. And they were over in this 5-acre pasture, and we usually keep the grass there through the summer to use in kind of an emergency or at the end of the season. And they're normally out grazing here, and I need to bush hog this. But anyway, she went out in the pasture and couldn't find Ginger. And so she started looking around the place, and usually Ginger of the 3 horses is the one that is the least likely to be somewhere else. Now, all that's holding her in, and we've got it turned off right now, is this electric fence right here. But Ginger's a huge, big-boned horse and would have real trouble fitting under that electric fence right there. And usually if our horses get out, they'll go down at the end of the driveway and stop, or they'll go back through our woods back here, and we've got a gap up there that's open that they can go in, and then they'll go over 1 or 2 places, and the people over there know to call us if they're out. It doesn't happen often, but it has happened. So anyway, Carmen goes all around looking in all those places, goes out in the woods, and there's no Ginger. And so she searched all day yesterday for Ginger, couldn't find her. As it gets toward night, it's getting serious. We're really worried. Where is this horse? And so had all the neighbors looking, put a post on Facebook, it got reposted. There's a service that you can go on that looks for missing horses, and we put it on there. And then we're starting to think when she didn't show up, she's either dead somewhere or lost and can't find her way back home, or somebody's taken her, which she's a 24-year-old mare, and who would take a horse like that? I decided to walk down. We've got a dry creek bed that runs through our place. If it rains a lot, there'll be a lot of water come through here from a big area behind me. And I thought, well, I'll just walk down here and just see if I see anything, because it would be really weird for, number one, for somebody to steal this older horse, and number 2, for her to be out and nobody have seen her. And I'm looking, I'm thinking, where would a horse that big be? Because she's almost the size of a draft horse. And so I looked around and went down to this valley here where the water flows through, started walking up it, and didn't expect really to find anything, because, if she was laying on her side, passed away, whoever's been down here would see her. And I could kind of see where the grass had been tromped down. A couple of my neighbors had come over looking for her. And as I'm coming up this little grade here, up this dry creek bed, I catch a whiff of a dead animal, and I'm like, uh-oh. But where could she be? And I get another whiff, and I'm like, this is really not going to end well. But I still don't see a horse laying on the ground anywhere. I start up the hill, and I look over here, and uh-oh, I see the mane of a horse right down there. There's a sinkhole right there, probably about 6 feet deep. And what happened to Ginger, and she's right there, is she was probably grazing over here peacefully, and she took one step on top of that sinkhole and it caved in, and she went head first down into it. And there's no sign that she struggled, no sign that she tried to get out. I think it broke her neck when she went down. And there she lay in a grave, just like you dug it out for her if she'd have died normally. And my family is pretty broken up about this. I'm a farm kid, and you know, when you're a farm kid, you're around death quite a bit. You know, farm animals tend to die, and you kind of get to where you're sort of used to it. You know, you don't like it when they die like this, but it's just a fact of life. It happens. But we're all pretty a little broken up about it. And the reason I'm telling you this, this is where I live in the Ozarks. Springfield, Missouri is 13 miles from here, and this whole area that I live in is on what's called the Springfield Plateau. And the Springfield Plateau is what I think they call a karst topography. In other words, we got a lot of rocks. The water over the centuries and millennia will drain down through rocks and make big holes underground. And all of this water that comes down here, down this valley, will probably come over, would have filled up that sinkhole and drained down. And it's every time it rains and we get a big rain and you get water coming in there, it's making that sinkhole bigger, but the top of the ground is fine. And when it seems like you see a sinkhole cave in is when you have a couple of years of really abundant rainfall, which we've had more than two, probably maybe 4 or 5 years where we've had abundant rainfall, and then you have a really dry time, and we've had that. And what happens is all that, the water leaches out of the ground, and if you put any weight on top of an area with a sinkhole, it'll cave in. And that's how Ginger met her end. So I'm just telling you that if you've got horses, there's no way to protect against it. But if you're ever missing a horse and it's really weird how they left, it's possible they didn't leave, and you may have to look underground to find them. But I'm going to probably do a video on this. I'm going to try to scrape up enough dirt to cover that, fill in that sinkhole, and find enough rocks around to cover that up. And that may take up a lot of time. But anyway, that's what's happened to our horse. We lost Ginger. She was the sweetest horse of the three that we had. She's my favorite, and she's gone now. And the good thing is that she didn't suffer. And anyway, kind of a sad day with the family of Tractor Mike. Thanks for watching.